Hi folks, DC here again. It is still May the 1st, and I'm actually en route to collect some bees. We did a removal last night. They were up in the soffit of a guy's house, and I told him when we got done that there was just no way I could get all the bees at that instant or that time. And then whatever was left behind would just cluster up, and I'd come back and get them tonight, right before it gets dark, so I'm heading there now. And I told him yesterday he'd have a cluster probably a little bit bigger than a grapefruit. He sent me a picture, or he actually put a picture up on our Facebook page. It's bigger than a grapefruit, probably the size of a melon. Of course, it depends on whose melons you're looking at. Okay, that's a bad joke. So anyway, I'm heading there now, and I had this thought that I've got this evil queen in a cage in my truck. What if I take a nuke box and I drop this evil queen in a nuke box, put in a couple frames of comb and a frame of food, and just stick that nuke box right up in front of that cluster? Will those bees be attracted to come in there to that queen? So that was my first thought. That would beat pulling the vacuum out. So as I'm thinking about that, and I'm going back to the house to swap gear out, another thought came to mind. Now, we've got a pretty good sized cluster of hopelessly queenless bees. If I can get them in a box and give them some food and some comb, what if I gave them a frame of grass? What would they do? I mean, I'll take it primarily to probably scout bees, foraging bees, field bees, whatever we're going to call them. There's probably a few nurse bees in that group. So I'm thinking I'm going to give it a shot. So my game plan is I'll get this nuke in the back of the truck. I'm going to throw that evil queen in there and put the box up there in front of this cluster and see if I can get the bees to just go in the box instead of using the vacuum. And if that works, then when I go home with this tonight, as soon as I get back to the house, I'm going to graft probably 5 or 6 larvae, stick right in the middle of this box, just to see what happens. Because, I'm learning all the time and trying new stuff. That's how we learn stuff. So stay tuned. I'll let you know how it goes. Here is the new nuke. Things went almost as I planned. Not exactly, but pretty close. I stuck the evil queen in that nuke box and stuck it up on top of the ladder. I put one handful of bees in, and then the rest started following it in. But just didn't have enough time to wait for all of them, so I did suck some in the vacuum because it started to rain. But there's enough bees in that box to cover 2 whole frames, so here's a game plan. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to leave the evil queen in there overnight in a cage. Hope she acts as an anchor to keep them in the box. Then tomorrow afternoon, as soon as I get out of work, I'll come over here. I'm going to take her out, give them about 2.5 hours. Then I'm going to throw a frame of larvae in there to see what they do. If start making queen cells, that's great. If not, then this Friday or Saturday, I should have some queens hatching in my incubator. I've got like 5 should be coming out on Friday. So if they start to make a queen, great. If they don't make any queens, I'll give them a queen. I'll give them one of my at the incubator. And if they make queen cells, I'll leave them in there for 8 days, and they'll give them one at the incubator. So either way, this is what we ended up with. Today is May the 2nd, and on the left we have the nuke box from last night. I put the evil queen in there, and as I hoped, the bees started going by themselves. I put it up on top of the ladder. I did put one handful of bees in there to kind of get them started. Then just stood back and watched, and the rest of them started crawling down the wall, went in the box. Unfortunately, it started to rain, so had to suck some with the vacuum. But they're in that box. There's enough bees in there to cover 2 whole frames, medium frames anyway. But they're in there. So in the experiment, I put the evil queen in overnight in the cage. I had her in there. Took her out 2 hours ago, and I gave him a frame. It's got 8 cells on it. I took 8 grafts out of the one on the right, stuck them in the one on the left. See what they do. I know people are going to tell me you can't get quality queens doing this, but I really don't care about getting quality queens. It's queens. Now I look at it this way: if I get 1 queen, that's one more than I had before. If I get none, I'm out time. If they make 4 or 5, then that's great. And I'm not trying to sell commercial queens. I'm just trying to make queens for people who lose their queen, because my philosophy still is if you got a half good queen, it's better than a dead queen. I don't know if it was Kim Floatham that said it, or Dr. Connor. Somebody asked him what their favorite kind of bee was, and he says a live bee. So yeah, that's my favorite kind of queen, is a live queen. So we'll see what happens. I'll check them. Today's Thursday. I'll check them Saturday or Sunday and see if they're making any sales, and I'll take a picture.